Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the Battery ReChage Series. So, we are still discussing tools. The next tool is the art of communication. So, the reason why I would call it an art is because art takes on so many different forms. You have um, from the people who just take the paint and just splatter it across the walls. You just have so many different types of art forms that people are able to create, and not everybody is in tune with it. Like the same way of the art of communication, you have some people that yell. This is this one motivational speaker that screams, and I don't like nobody screaming at me, because at that point I can't say that I cannot no longer focus on your message, but it's very, very hard for me to focus on your message because I am focused on your tone. And that is the form of communication. Sometimes you have people that talk at you and not to you, and you catch it because you're more resistant to the message because of their delivery. It's not like you just don't want to listen. Some people don't want to listen. That's fine too. But the art of communication is getting their message through to so many different audience. And I speak the way that I speak because I know my message isn't for everybody, and that's perfectly fine as well. So with your communication skills, it is absolutely important to you running your business efficiently, because you are representing a purpose. Some people are like, oh, that's just me. That's just me. What does it mean to just be you? For me, I know what it means to just be me is representing and presenting my purpose. So when I am speaking, or you see me reacting in a way, because reacting is also a form of communication. So when you see that, you know that there are things that I'm going to stand for, and there's things that I'm going to stand on. So that is listening, is even also a form of communication. Some people are so ready to clap back, and you don't have to do that all the time. Sometimes listening and being able to comprehend is a form of communication, because it gives a person an idea of who you are and what you stand for. If you're always rebuttaling somebody and going in a defensive and ready to attack, that means your communication is going to be harder for anyone to communicate with you. And communication is so, so important, because with communication comes collaboration. And you cannot do that if you cannot effectively communicate with someone. It is so important, because it does take a village. And with any business, with any company, you know that it's not one person running it. You know that they have a team. And in order for you to be a high communicating or a high value individual and teaming up with other high value individuals, you have to be able to communicate, which is a tool that, if used to its highest power, not even to its higher power, just used effectively, can actually help you to keep that battery charged at a good level. I mean, some people are just operating out here and communicating on low battery. They are just communicating very, very poorly and just focus on the wrong things. So in order for you to keep your battery charged, you have people that, if you studied monks, they study in quiet places. They still communicate, they write. It's very, very, very important that you pay attention to your environment. So those quiet places, not saying that you have to, but meditation is a form of you communicating with your higher self, or being able to take in messages from your higher self. That communication, it's important, because in order for you to drop your lower, I don't want to say drop your lower self, but keep your lower self maintained, and not let it, the ego from your lower self, overpower or kind of static the lines of communication from your higher self or from higher individuals that need you to be on that way in order to come into those collective and collaborative spaces, you have to be able to dabble in the art forms of communication.